Today we're repairing a Potterton Performa 28i Combi, which has a faulty hot water pressure differential assembly, which is this unit here. So that's what we're changing, but as we suspected when we started draining down, we checked the expansion vessel and that's flat as a pancake. So what Sam's doing at the moment is just pumping that up. So this performs a couple of functions. This is the differential side, so the water, cold water comes through here and it creates a pressure differential on a diaphragm here, and that pushes that rod out, which makes a switch, and that's when you run the hot tap, and that tells the boiler that there's a demand for hot water. So that's what that does. This section is the diverter section, so when that pin is pushed out, it also moves the mechanism inside here. This is only used for a preheat function, so when it's in its rest position there's no hot water. When it preheats, it sends the water from the expansion vessel through into a bypass, keeps that expansion vessel warmed up as a preheat, as a storage vessel for the preheat function, so it stores a bit of hot water all the time. When you run the tap, the outlet is moved from here to here, and then that goes into the plate heat exchanger and heats the hot water. At the moment with this boiler, the old one's seized, this pin doesn't pop out when you run the hot tap, so they've got no hot water. But also the mechanism inside it is seized. Sometimes you can just change the diaphragm in there, but in this case we can't. We need to change the whole thing. So this boiler is unique in the fact that it has two separate diverter valves. So it makes it a little bit more complicated. So you can see that that has seen better days, that thing. So Sam has now removed the main body of the diverter valve, and you can see that's not in a great condition. You can see there, the pin inside there is completely stuck. That's why it's not giving hot water, because that whole mechanism is seized up. Sam has now changed the pressure differential and it's doing what it should be doing. So when we run the hot tap please Sam, the pin moves out. When the tap goes off, the pin retracts. And what it's doing there is making this switch, which is telling the boiler that there's a demand for hot water. So this should work perfectly now, and the boiler shouldn't be looking so sad anymore.